Peace, peace. You're tuned into another live episode of the Black Ball Sports Podcast. Monday, December the 8th. We got Sam, man, in the building today. How
What
you
up?
feeling? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling drained, bro. Not in a good way. Not in a way a brother wants to be drained. You know what I'm saying? I'm emotionally drained. You know what I'm saying? This team, I put a lot of energy into yesterday's game, man, and that shit got blown out of me like a goddamn bad case of tacos, boy. I'm done, boy. It's a wrap.
Yeah, and I was we didn't get a chance to preview that game. I'm not mistaken. I had a feeling y'all was going to lose, and the reason was because he was getting JD back, but he ain't played all year. So you know the rush was going to be there. But I didn't expect 31-0. I thought I maybe like a 3-point game, 7-point game, or something like that. But yeah, that was hard. But I couldn't even watch the game. It wasn't on, and I was busy, so I was just kind of checking the score and checking. When I checked, it was 31-0. I'm like, God damn. So yeah, let's get into it, man. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, a lot to talk about. We'll get to the Eagles Chargers preview. I'll get to my feelings about that game, but go ahead, man. Get into it.
Well, it was a bad loss all around. A lot of questions, obviously, about Jaden and his health and things like that, and I'll get into that. But before I do, overall, the game. Now, you said that you may have expected us to lose because he's been out and he's been rusty, and I did not expect us to lose. I'm not going to say that, but I did expect some rust when it came to him, being as though he's been in and out of the starting lineup throughout the season. He hasn't gotten much reps with the ones in general, and that's even including beginning of camp because Terry was out during camp. So this year it's just been off in general, right? This year's just been off. It was very exciting to see Jaden come back with his collection of weapons, and he had all of them yesterday. They were all there. They were all healthy. They were all ready to go. And in the first offensive drive, I should say, it looked clean. It looked good. We implemented the same game plan that we implemented against the Detroit Lions in the divisional round, where we were going to spread them all the way out. They're a heavy, very aggressive blitzing team, so we kind of made them show their card early. And I thought he was dialing, and I thought he was doing his thing. I even liked how he was making decisions to get rid of the ball when the blitz got too hot, or it was one too many men that came through, or there was a break in coverage or a break in protection. He got rid of the ball without taking a sack, without taking a hit, and he moved on to the next play, which I thought showed a lot of maturity. And I liked the way he was playing in the first series. I thought that Cliff was dialing it up, and we didn't convert. You know what I mean? I did not like the play calling in the red zone. I thought we were running the ball very effectively. We get down there, we got 3 downs. If you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, I don't understand why you don't run the ball at least one other time to see if you can pound it in there and establish some kind of offensive dominance, because I thought that first drive we were really kind of starting to establish it. And then Debo drops a very good ball. You know what I mean? It was a tough catch, but a catch he should have made nonetheless. And then after that, all the doors got blown off. You get a 19-play, damn near 7, 8, 9-minute drive with the worst statistical offense in the National Football League in 2025, and it broke our backs. It absolutely broke our backs. The defense, I don't care about the injuries. I don't care about what we're missing, and we're missing a boatload. You don't put out 2 weeks of effort like you did in Miami, like you did in Denver, and from a defensive perspective, and then come shit to bed the way that you did against a terrible offensive team, and let a quarterback who's been very questionable at best this year get a rhythm. And he didn't throw for a lot of yards, but the motherfucker didn't miss many passes, and he was in rhythm, and he was seeing it, and it was clear as day. And we played the soft shell, non-aggressive, pussyfooting ass defense, and it got annihilated. And then, you know what I mean? Then the defense started dialing it up against us offensively, and Cliff fucking lost his head and started bringing everybody tight and started blitzing the shit out of Jaden. And he seemed out of sync. He seemed rushed. It seemed like the shit was fast. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he throws the pick, and he gets hit, and now he starts coming up lame. And I'm not mad at the decision of Dan Quinn to sit him out and for the rest of the game. He said after on his press conference that Jaden was healthy enough to come back in. It was a coach's decision to sit him out. They were off. That's what he said. He said the offense was off, the defense was off, coaching was off.
You saying he got benched?
I don't want to say he got benched, but he got sat down based on not wanting to get further injury or risking anything further. I don't want to say he got benched. He didn't get benched for play or anything like that. Dan Quinn basically didn't want to expose him to any further type of injury or any type of further punishment, I should say, if he were to go out there and continue to play. And I'm not mad at him, given where we're at this year, given where we're at this season. It's an absolute fucking just a mess. It's a fucking mess. So yeah, that's where we're at, man. I don't know if he'll play this week against the Giants. I guess we can get our thoughts on that a little later on, or whatever the case may be. But he isn't hurt. He's not going to be on the injury report. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not hurt. His elbow obviously is still dealing with some shit, but he was good enough to play yesterday. If we were in any type of playoff contention, or if that game was anywhere closer, if we looked like we had any type of fucking pulse in that game, Jaden would have been back in there. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell. It was disappointing. Like I said, the rest of the energy that I had this year, it's gone. You know what I mean? It was completely wiped away. And now I am looking at the draft, and now I am looking at what's next going into 2026, because this year is fucking done, bro.
Yeah. So what would you say the biggest issue was? Because everybody was back. Terry was out there. I mean, this is probably the healthiest y'all been since Green Bay. So what was the issue? Do you think the play calling is now predictable? Because what I kind of see, and again, I saw clips, and maybe it's not the best judgment. It kind of looked like the Eagles, like predictable. Like they're running those screens and shit, and teams is like waiting for them. And I don't know how JD played, like how he looked. I heard the first drive he went down the field, but after that, so I couldn't watch the full game. Maybe I will when it's available. So what's the play calling, play design, players? What's the main issue?
Offensively, it was play calling without question. I put 100% onus on Cliff Kingsbury without question. It almost reminded me of like, all right, he had his first 15 plays scripted, right? And they were beautiful. And then after that, he lost his head and didn't know what the fuck he was doing, because we're sitting there and it seemed like there was no flow to the game. There was no exposing the defense or having Jay look at the defense and kind of analyze it the way it was on the first drive. It was a shit show. And then when you go back at some of the times where Jaden did have protection, because he wasn't getting blitzed every play, there was moments in time where he did have protection and he had a good pocket to throw from. You got Cliff running a bunch of curl routes and there's no one open because you got the defense sitting back and waiting for it.
Sound like the Eagles.
Or these long ass in-breaking routes that's taking 7,000 years to form, and the offense can't hold enough. So to say predictable, yeah, very, 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 very predictable. And when you got a defense with Brian Flores leading the helm and they forever changing, they went out there and ate their fucking lunch. They straight up did, man. I wasn't happy with Cliff at all. When it comes to the offensive struggles and why we did not score, I put 100% onus on the offensive coordinator in that respect. And okay, on the flip side, as far as defense, got to put a little bit on DQ. I love him as a head coach. I don't want him to be fired or anything wild like that. I want him to get a fair chance to go ahead and do what he could do to this team. I think he's a great leader. I think he's a great motivator of men. I think players want to play for him, and they'll live and die for him. I don't think they quit on him. But when it comes to defense, here we go again with another Mike Shanahan-styled offense and Kevin O'Connell eating this motherfucker for breakfast. For some reason or another, the last few years, and I can go back to even Dallas, when Dallas was playing Green Bay during them wild card years, DQ cannot D up against a Mike Shanahan ran offense. So I'm looking at a whole philosophy change in general when it comes to the defense. I know that Dan Quinn was kind of thinking in his mind, maybe he'll run the defense. He was getting a little excited doing it. Now, fuck all that, bro. You go ahead and go back to being a head coach, and you bring a whole different defensive philosophy in there to coach the defense next year, because it's needed, because there's too many more Shanahans coming, and you ain't got to answer for them, bro. You don't.
Right. To the people watching, feel free to drop a super chat.
Yeah.
To get your question all the way at the top. We're still going to read the questions, but if you want to get immediate attention, please leave a super chat and make sure you guys thumb up the video and share the video. We're talking about the Commanders' loss yesterday, and we're going to be getting into the Eagles Chargers, previous. So you got a question on the board. Do you want to take this question real quick? And then I want to get into the JD, the regression conversation.
Got you. This is from the Observer Sports 7224. In your opinion, do you believe they should sit JD for the rest of the year, given his history and how the year is going? What good is it playing him? Now, at this point, Observer Sports, I do. I was 100% in favor of him playing this game. So I'm not going to sit back and question Dan Quinn's decision or question the organization's decision. I was sitting there pounding the table. I was pounding it yesterday on the after show after my thoughts on the game, that I was 100% in favor of Jaden playing yesterday's game. Given where we're at now, given even where we're playing next week, and given just the overall energy of this year and this team, I don't want to risk it. You seen what happened to Zach Ertz yesterday. That brother's career is over. It's sad that it had to go out like that. That was a gruesome leg injury. He tore his ACL at best. He probably tore MCL and PCL with it along with it on a dirty ass hit, but we don't got to get into that. I didn't like the hit, but he's hurt and he's out. It's just been one of those years where we can't get the injuries away from us. And God forbid we go out there on a cold Meadowlands game with a game that means absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's a divisional game. Yeah, pride is on left. Fuck all that shit. We need our quarterback. I still think this is our quarterback of the future. This year, he's been banged up beyond imagination. And I would be one to say, yeah, let's sit him down for the rest of the year, bro. We're not playing for anything. But I'm not the coach. And it's still a question of whether or not he plays. I don't know yet. I didn't see the I know Dan Quinn had a press conference. I didn't check it out yet. But if I were the coach, yeah, he'd be done for the year.
Right, I'm gonna read this, and I got something else. They need to shut This is DRZ Motorsport. They need to shut JD5 down for the season. Imagine you put him out there with this record, he gets hurt for the beginning of 2026. After you guys get some talent, I agree. I agree. The other part I want to throw out there at this point, man, it seemed like the kid is in.
Cuz you cut out. I didn't hear you. You still with
me?
Can't
hear me?
All right, I got you now. Go ahead, bro. Run that question back, bro.
I was saying I feel like the injury prone thing is now something we got to put on the table, bro. This is the fourth time or third time in a row.
Third time this year.
Third,
I guess you could say fourth time this year that he's left with injury this year. Yeah.
It's just I think, and I'm not gonna say he's injury prone, but it's like he's now susceptible to injury because they keep putting him back out there. It's like how do he re-injure his elbow? Is it him not going down? It was the hit that Isaiah Rodgers hit him, right? When he threw an interception. That's the one he got hurt on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he got to learn to get down. He can't be taking those big hits. That's why people was talking about Jaylen Hurts. He didn't want to run. I was like, I don't really blame him. I know he's still going to run. They be fucking these quarterbacks up. Remember, he got hurt. Frankie Louisville hurt him. I think it was last year. They hit these quarterbacks harder, man, it seems like, especially Jaylen Hurts. And now they're starting to deliver that same type of punishment to Jaden Daniels. But injury prone, I mean, I didn't expect him to get hurt again this year. When I seen he got injured again, I'm like, oh shit, this shit's crazy. So let's talk on that one. What you think about that?
I think saying injury prone is too early. And I know you're not running with that narrative, but if people are running with that narrative, I think it's weak. And I'm not denying the fact by any stretch of the imagination. I'll be the first one to tell you he's getting banged up this year. He's getting banged up. And yesterday, when I seen him throw that interception, I almost knew that he was about to get hurt because he was about to do some wild shit and get himself exposed to a situation that could potentially get him hurt. I saw it. Me and my son are watching it together. I fucking knew as soon as that interception went up. And I know, like, okay, as a competitor, what is a quarterback supposed to do if he's in the line of defense? He wants to try to stop it. But, bro, no. Terry was gunning him down. Somebody would have got to protect yourself. But at the end of the day, he's getting injured this year. Every quarterback in the National Football, I looked this up. Every quarterback in the National Football League has been injured and missed time due to injury, with the exception of Josh Allen, who has gotten hurt, but has never missed time due to injury. Drake May had a concussion last year. He should have missed a game, but that was malpractice on the New England Patriots' part. He went back in the game that he had a concussion in. Again, malpractice on the New England Patriots' part. I say all that to say every quarterback gets injured. You are going to find yourself on an injury report if you're a quarterback. So I'm not going to sit back and put the injury-prone bug on him because he's
3 times, though, in a row.
I feel you, bro, but he's never torn a ligament. He's never broken a bone. He's never torn a muscle. None of these injuries catastrophic. He's not a Daniel Jones who has broken a leg, who's torn an ACL, who's ruptured an Achilles. 7 years in the league shows you consistently he's going to be injured. Now, let me say this. He has to protect himself because if he continues to play the way that he's playing, it doesn't matter if he plays again this year. It doesn't matter if he plays next year. He will find himself hurt again. And then the injury-prone question will now become a little bit more of a reality. And I can't defend the kid on that shit. I can't. So he has to learn how to protect himself. He has to make better decisions, even in some of those scrambling plays and how he's scrambling. I'm looking at him. I'm like, bro, you ain't got much of a foundation here, bro. You're risking injury right now. Cool out. Get out of bounds. Make a decision. Some of them plays where he was getting blitzed a little bit, where he was getting rid of the ball in the first drive, it wasn't happening in the second, the third, and fourth drive. He started kind of trying to be Superman a little bit. I put the offensive play calling on Cliff Kingsbury. I put some of that decision-making on protecting himself on 5. So, young man, you got to learn how to protect yourself better. You have a real high potential, a lot of upside in this league. But if you're not available, none of that shit matters, man. So I'm not going to put the injury-prone brug on him. I hear what you're saying, man. I'm tired of going out there and watching this kid get hurt every time he fucking steps foot on the field. I think we should shut it down this year because it's a little bit too much. And if he continues to go down this road, we got to have that serious conversation. But right now, I'm not going to put that on him. He's not had any serious injuries. And I'm just going to chalk it up to a real terrible year, banged up year. Kid got to lick his wounds and get back to it next year. That's my thoughts.
I heard Rio Robinson, big time in the commander space. He tweeted, "Our quarterback regressed." We ready to have that conversation?
Yeah, but not to the entertainment regard as Rio Robinson. I know he's looking for it, and Rio's my dog. Don't get it twisted. Rio's my dog. He has great content.
I mean, besides what he said, I mean, I'm not saying he's the end all be all, but just like from the play on the field. Yeah.
This is what I'll say. It isn't what we thought it was going to be. It isn't what we thought it was going to be. We all had high expectations. Rio had high expectations. He got on his platform, was poking his chest out, pumping his chest at 5 with him and all that, and deservingly so. I don't really promote like that, but I thought the same thing, right? And It has not been the same as it was last year. I'm not quick to say the regression thing on second-year quarterbacks and all this shit because it's still too early. Now, if he plays like this next year, it's a regression. Is he playing as good as last year? Hell no. No, he's not. He's not. But the whole team isn't. No one around him is. So I'm not going to sit back and throw it all on him. Even a sophomore slump. Okay, let's say he had a sophomore slump. Let's say we put that on him. What does that mean? Does that mean his career's over? Does that mean in year 3 he won't tear shit up and read back to the Jaden of old? We don't know. But if y'all want to put sophomore slump on him, so be it. Definitely not playing the way he played last year. If you want to say he regressed, okay, but what does that mean? Put some context to that. Has he regressed to the point where this is who he is now? Or has he regressed to the point where this has been a fucked up year? He's not playing as good as last year, and we got to see what happens in year 3. I think you got to put some context to when you say regress, because if you just leave it out there like that, you leave it open for interpretation. And now motherfuckers think, oh, damn, you think Fowler fell off. Oh, damn, you think we should have drafted Drake May. Oh, you think the people were right. We shouldn't have got. Don't put that shit out there like that. Put some context to it. But no, I think he's not playing as good as last year. Hell no. It is not what we saw last year. But like I said, I'm going to give all of them another chance for year 3. I'm going to give Adam Peters another chance to see how he can retool his team. I'm going to let DQ get another chance on how he can coach his team, see what kind of talent he brings in here on a coaching perspective, and see what these players do, man. But this year, this wasn't it. This wasn't it.
I'm going to ask you next, should Dan Quinn be fired, depending on how this ends in Clint Kingsbury? But I want to go back to the Jaden Daniels, because when I'm looking at stuff, I'm looking at it's the coordinator. I honestly think he needs to be under center more, and he needs to run the offense like the Bears, like the Cowboys, that type of offense where he's play action and he's under center, and he comes out and he has the opportunity to throw it. I think he'll be way better under center than he would just always in the shotgun, that college bullshit. I mean, I know it might be more because I see Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? I see these quarterbacks and even for our quarterback, I want to be under center more. I think it just opens up so much more, in my opinion. I think they're cheating him out of his best asset. Imagine him dropping back, faking it, and can launch that shit down the field. You know what I mean? When the linebackers and the safeties bite up. I mean, that's just my opinion. Looking at y'all game, but how do you feel about obviously I already talked about the offensive coordinator. I think he's doing him a disservice, the offensive coordinator, and I think it's become borderline predictable, like the Eagles, what he's doing.
Agreed. It's a tough agree because I like Cliff Kingsbury, right? But when you got defenses, see that spread shit works when you got flyers all around the field, right? When you got speed everywhere, and the defense can't match your speed on offense, you can do that. But when you got these defenses now where linebackers are running 4.4s, 4.3s at 200-something pounds, where these corners are all running 4.2, 4.1, when they're playing a style of defense where they can read and react and their reaction times are split seconds, you are becoming predictable when you kind of start doing that spread, all this extra college-y bullshit. So to answer your question, yes, I would love to see Jaden under center. I would love to see a solid run game combined with a nasty pass game where you can involve the play action pass. I mean, that style of offense revitalized my man's career in Detroit. I don't know why his Jared Goff, it revived his entire career, that style of offense. So it can definitely, I think it's beneficial, especially.
Imagine who Ben Johnson. Imagine JD followed Ben Johnson.
I mean, it was close. He didn't want to come to us. You know what I'm saying? But but when you saying that, and I'm kind of foreshadowing here, I'm thinking about a Mike McDonald in Miami, right? Who I don't think will be there next year, who's close to Dan Quinn. Bring in a Mike McDonald who's going to put him under center, put a solid running game, and really I would love to see that over at Cliff Kingsbury. Has Cliff Kingsbury's time in DC ran its course? It quite possibly have. I would not be upset if we had another coordinator in there next year. Will it happen? I don't know, because before this year, everybody was talking about Cliff's going to be done anyway because he'll grab a head coaching job. He's number one on everybody's coaching list. You don't hear that too much right now. So I don't know if it'll be a decision that Dan Quinn will make or he's forced to make because Cliff finds another coaching gig. But if you ask me, yeah, I'm okay, and I'm open to another offensive philosophy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see. We'll see. I hear a lot of people saying that about Cliff. His predictables become, his schemes become predictable after the second year and things like that. But it's still onus on the players to, execute, no matter how predictable. You know what I mean? So it's a toss up there, in my opinion. Do got a couple questions. No name here too. Puts the coordinators places too much burden on JD5. Yesterday's game required quick action, and they did it last week with Mariota.
Yeah, no, he sees Jaden back there, and he sees Superman. So he thinks he can go in his playbook and put and ratchet together anything without letting the kid develop and letting the offense build around him. And that's where you start finding problems. Now, Marcus Mariota came in and shit up the bed yesterday too. So that was offensive play calling. Like, it was just an offensive shit show yesterday. But whoever made that comment, no name here, I agree with you 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. The first 15 scripted plays were phenomenal. After that, it was a shit show. And he put JD out there. He put a cape on him. When the kid didn't need a cape on yesterday, he needed to find his rhythm, and he never gave him a chance to.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think he is, much like Jaylen Hurts, of a 20 to 25 pass guy, and he's a healthy running game. I'm not saying he's a horrible passer or nothing like that, or the stuff they try to say, but I feel like that's he's best suited 20, 25 pass, maybe 250 yards, 220 yards. The running back need to get like 15, 20 tubs for like 100 or 80. You know what I mean? Or 80 or 100 yards, in my opinion, with the type. You know what I mean?
I'm cool with 20, 25 throws a game when you combine his threat to run the ball too.
Right.
Because now he has the ball in his hand and he still is a playmaker and is affecting the game. So you don't have to sit back and have everyone running curls or running fucking predictable routes. You could be scheming it up, combining the run game, combining this, and then you could be running under center and then get into shotgun, run that read option, run it. You can open him up and the kid will be damn near unstoppable, but you're kind of limiting him by thinking that you could be a mad scientist and do all these wild ass, just cute shit, and you getting the kid killed, man. Getting him killed. And yesterday, I don't even think he took that many bad hits. It was that one hit he took on that block, and then the offensive rhythm was just off. And I put that on Cliff, man. I really do.
Yeah, that was Isaiah Rodgers, by the way. He's fast as shit. Anyway,
yeah,
you know what I mean. But Dominique Mason puts, I don't know if we will get a head coaching role, but Washington roster needs to get younger. Yeah,
and it will.
Right.
It will. When you look at the expiring contracts on our roster, and you look at the amount of money we have in free agency, there's no way we can't get younger. You know what I mean? And there's no way some of these positions that are filled by older players don't get refilled by younger players. Now, I know that we're going to have to bring some people back, like a Jacob Martin at DN is a great fourth option. You know what I mean? Coming off the bench and providing a spark where he should have been originally, but the three starting DNs before him got hurt. People were talking about, I know Von Miller wants to come back. Von may be dreaming on that shit, bro. You're getting too old, man. You got this patch in the back of your head as that ponytail, but the front, you look like me and shit, bro. You're getting old, bro. So it's like, I don't know if he's coming back. Zach Ertz, I think Zach Ertz's career is unfortunately done. I think Bobby Wagner's done. So I think a youth movement definitely comes in, but I'm also not in favor of just having a bunch of youngsters with no type of guidance either. I think a nice balance of old with new, but I mean, Terry's 31 now, so he could be a vet, you know what I mean? And other people can fill into those vet roles, but I agree, Dominic, we need to get younger for sure.
Right. I'm going to go to this one here. RJ Fletcher puts JD5 is going to be fine. It was a down year. He's going to bounce back. He's too talented, and we the Eagles going to have to deal with him for years to come. Yeah, I agree. I definitely feel he's going to bounce back. I just wanted to see how he was going to be with adversity when adversity hit, because it's easy, you smile and everything is good. You go to the NFC Championship, the adversity is going to come, and we're going to see how he bounces back. I think he's made up everything to do that. I looked like he was crying on the sideline.
Yeah, I felt for that kid. He was pissed. He wanted to go back in that fucking game, man.
He loves the game. You could tell he loves it. And from the guys that are around him, like, he's always there early. Like, so he's good, man. It happens. They wanted to put the cape on him, and I'm not saying his cape's still not on him, but this league adjusts fast, man. If somebody was tearing it up, look at Saquon this year. He was tearing the fucking lead up last year. Now he can't even fucking get 2 yards of carry. So we got to make adjustments. So he'll be back. The kid will bounce back. It's one of those years. But last one on the Commanders, man. And I'll let you answer that too. Does Dan Quinn need to be fired if this team loses out?
No.
We'll be talking about a 12 game losing streak. 12 game losing streak.
No, and I don't know if that's a Commanders fan who wrote it or not. And
right.
If it is a Commanders fan, I say this. We've gone 3 decades plus with impatient ownership, irrational ownership, and not letting the team and the players develop and do their own thing. You know what I mean? I'm no longer blaming Ron Favera for rosters and things like that, but he left a pretty empty cupboard when he walked in here. And Dan Quinn and Adam Peters turned things around and had a season that a lot of us never seen before in last year. Now, this year, it was not what we expected. We walked in it with expectations and we got disappointed. You know what I mean? We got fucked up and it sucked and it's sad. But let's not go all the way off the other side of the cliff, right? Last year, we were talking about he's the greatest coach of all time. He should have got coach of the year and all this shit. We was on that side of the cliff. Let's not go on the other side of the cliff now and say that he's fired because this year wasn't it. Now, we start the year next year 3-7. We start the year next year on some bullshit. Oh, yeah, you got my attention. Because now it's like, nah, bro, this is your team. This is your staff. These are your people. This is your shit. This is your show. No excuse. And injuries won't be an excuse next year either, because we're going to have to make sure that this roster is built out well enough to take care of or fill the brunt of injuries. San Francisco is injured as shit, just as injured as we are. Maybe not as catastrophically injured, but they're just as injured. And they're still making it work. They're still in the playoff hunt. They still got a winning record. They're still doing their thing. And there's a number of other teams out there that are injured as hell and still making it work. So there's going to be no excuse next year with injuries. I don't think he should be fired this year, but if you do this bullshit next year, and I'm not even talking about finishing a season next year. If we look at a season and we're 3-7 next year, yeah, I'm ready to call for his head.
Yeah, I agree. I think next year, if you guys don't get out the blocks fast enough, he might even be fired mid-season.
Yeah, yep.
You know, and you know that's just the way this shit works. But I mean, to lose 31-0 to the Vikings team, that's just wow. I mean, nobody could have expected that. That's a low. That's a low. But you know, the Giants, that should be, you know, that'd be a good game to see. But yeah, definitely. So let's move on, man. Unless you got anything else for the Commanders?
Hell no, I'm fucking done with him.
We got the Eagles Chargers going to kick off, and you know, I'm not feeling the best about this. I'm not saying I'm not feeling the best. I'm not like usually hyped like I am, because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to expect, bro.
Yeah.
I really don't know what, and now I'm like, I wouldn't even, like, as much as I want to win, if they started shitting it up, it wouldn't affect me as much as it would when you're expecting them to do, you know what I mean? You know how the shit go.
Yep.
You know, and it's kind of sucks to beat it there as a fan. Where it's like, all right, man, they suck. Fuck it. Like, I'm not gonna fuck with my emotions tonight. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know if Herbert's playing or not. Most likely he is. But I don't really have, like, I feel like we need to get things going, because right now the Rams, they cooking, man. They're the best team in the NFC, you know, right now. Easily, probably followed by the Seahawks, and then maybe the Eagles you can put there. But I think if Carolina would come in, they'll probably beat us right now the way we're playing.
And they look like they're about to win that division.
Right. And I'll talk about Carolina last year. So it's just like, again, man, these power teams that got offensive lines that could do that power running game play action are fucking dangerous. I just love that style of football. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know how to feel about this game, man. I feel like we definitely need to win it. There's a lot of pressure on Jaylen Hurts to come out, you know, and really deliver. So to me, it could either be a disappointment or it could be one of those routes where we route these boys and try to get things back on track. But what's your early thoughts about the game?
Yeah, I'm curious, man. I'm very curious to see what I'm curious about both teams, to be honest with you. I don't know what either team is going to come out and play, and I think we'll know early. You know what I mean? I think that because I think the Eagles in particular, and I watch the Eagles obviously more than I've watched the Chargers, guys play off vibes. And then first couple of downs offensively and defensively, you can kind of tell what team you're about to see throughout the course of the game. Like, oh, shit, it's going to be one of them games. Or, these niggas might be had today. They ain't playing right? So it depends on how you guys come out. I think I agree with you. I think Jalen Hurts definitely has a lot of pressure on himself tonight, whether it's fair or unfair, whether it's warranted or unwarranted. Dude just won the Super Bowl, got Super Bowl MVP, and he still has to answer questions. And I think it's important. I think it's important for him to come out here and play a good game. I'm not saying that he has to light up the stat sheet or get all of his receivers involved or light up the scoreboard, but he definitely has to be an impact in this game to help his team get a win and get a victory somehow, and throwing some points on the board won't hurt. But he also needs help from the defensive side. And the defensive side, I think, when you look at it, it's been kind of just as disappointing the last few weeks as the offense, because when the offense wasn't really clicking, you had the defense there to pick them up, get a timely turnover, or get something to kind of shift the momentum. The defense was you guys' catalyst for a lot of the time this year, but then they kind of, you know what I mean, fell out for you guys too the last couple of games. So I think that it really depends on you guys coming out with a lot of fire defensively. You know what I mean? They got a banged up offensive line. They got a compromised quarterback right now. Defensively, y'all got to get all over them. Give your offense some short fields, allow them to get some momentum and get some type of, you know what I mean, continuity and rhythm, and you guys will be all right. But if the defense is getting ran on and Justin Herbert's out there doing his thing, and then you guys got a couple 3-and-outs, it could be a long day, and then there's more questions on Tuesday. So we'll see, man. I'm kind of with you. I don't know what to expect. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm definitely looking forward to the game.
Yeah, and it's like you got to start, like my man RJ Fletcher put, you got to start fast and finish strong, man. We have these lopsided games where we'll do good this quarter, we'll take off. Like we got, and these to win games in the NFL, it got to be like things got to go your way the whole game, bro. Because there's 4 long quarters that anything could happen. Players are explosive. You know, people can score in 30 seconds, 25 seconds flat if they really wanted to. You know, so we really got to go out there and dominate. You know, in the trenches, run the football and stop the run. I think if we could stop the run and run the football, we could win this game going away. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy. And you got to get after Herbert. He wants to go out there and play with his hand. I'm going after the kid. But what I think is going to happen is it's going to be a lot of quick game. They're going to try a lot of quick stuff to get the ball out of his hands quick and try to definitely establish the run, because they're very, very physical team. DRZ put the Chargers offensive line is terrible. We have to win in the trenches tonight. Jalen Phillips will play. If Fangio can't draw up a rush against this banged up Herbert tonight, we'll lose 100%. I agree with that. I saw the way y'all beat them boys up.
Yeah, it was the best game of the year.
Yeah, I'm like, man, like that offensive line is Swiss cheese. We better get like 5 or 6 sacks tonight. A strip fumble. If they come to play against us tonight, come on, Vic, you got to dial something up, Vic. But I'm interested. I trust the defense. I'm interested in seeing what the offense is going to do. I don't want to see them force it through AJ. I want them to go to who's ever open. I don't give a shit if AJ gets 2 catches for 13 yards, man.
Yeah, word.
Whoever's open, feed them, run when you got to run. Let's get this offense going, because this is a perfect time. I mean, look, the Raiders are wounded. They lost their quarterback. The Commanders are going through some shit. Buffalo ain't the greatest without Josh Allen playing like Jesus Christ himself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is an opportunity to get back on track going into the playoffs. If not, this team is probably going to lose the first game, depending on who we play. Probably going to lose the first game. You know what I mean? Because offense got to score points, bro. We should be scoring 30 points a game with these dudes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like with the offensive coordinator, if he's capable, bro. I really don't know if this offensive coordinator is capable of a sustained. Because look, like just like you said, what your coordinator, the first 15s are great.
Yeah.
But it's when teams make adjustments, it's like we get stuck in fucking neutral. We don't know what to do. And they start doing this like this shit. Yo, put this motherfucker under center and let's mix it up, bro. Why we always got to run out of the fucking pistol, out of the shotgun? It's too predictable. They know where you're going. Whatever side of running back going, you pretty much know. You know what I mean? Where the ball's going. And our center's getting blown up every damn play. So it's just like we're just going to blitz the A-gaps and not let this motherfucker go nowhere. And that's what they've been doing. They've been blowing us up in the middle before Saquon could even get going. So let's mix it up. Jalen has to have a good game today, man. The pressure is mounting. People want his head. People want Jalen Hurts his head. Either you're going to respond or you're going to fold.
I got 2 questions for you. I got 2 questions coming for you as well as all the Eagles fans in the chat. One, there were reports this week that Nick Sirianni may take over some of the play calling duties from your offensive coordinator. One, is that true? And how do you feel about that? That's my first question.
I don't know. I don't think it's True. I didn't hear that. I heard that he would you know, he was leading the meetings, like the offensive meetings. He would talk and then bring the coordinator in. For whatever reason, I guess maybe the message is not getting through. That'd like be the only reason, to lead a meeting or something like that. I don't know, but I don't think he's gonna take over play call. I think at some point he should, because it's like, yo, if not, we're gonna have this revolving door of coordinators. Even like, all right, this guy leaves, somebody else will be in there. Then they're gonna be, if they do good, then they're fucking head coach. So that's like that. They like the curse about this. Like, I guarantee you, if y'all would have won the Super Bowl last year, Cliff Kingsbury would have been gone.
Oh yeah, what? He'd been in New Orleans.
Joe Witt, his ugly ass would have probably went somewhere. You know what I mean? Looking over here and over there, shit, running his mouth. Yeah.
Oh,
but
leave my boy Witt alone, man.
But yeah, like his that's success, man. That's what success does. Now they talk about firing Shane Steichen, the Colts coach. So I don't think he's gonna take over play calling, and unfortunately, I don't think it'd be wise at this point. I say you got to go down with the ship, man. Go down with the ship. You can't switch it at this point.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, and I'm gonna ask the Eagles fans in the chat this as well. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, and I'm not rooting for this because I love the dude, but let's say Jaylen, comes out and he doesn't have a good game. He does raise more questions. What happens? What do you guys want to see happen, and what do you think the organization does if Jaylen Hurts comes out and plays bad tonight?
Nothing. You're gonna see. Just go get the WIPs going, the detractors going. Whoever out there that don't like him. Maybe even Shady McCoy might start saying some shit. Ocho gonna be screaming and hollering in his videos and fucking busting a nut talking about Jaylen Hurts and his fucking one. I mean,
you got the thing about it.
Right.
Fucking hands down, Nick.
That's all that's gonna happen. But they're not gonna the kid is not getting benched. Is there a point where it could probably happen? Maybe. Maybe not this season. I don't think so. But then it's been reports that they dumbed down the offense for him and all this different type of stuff. Who knows what's true, who knows what isn't. But all I know is the man has been to 2 Super Bowls, won Super Bowl MVP. That's what we do know. And when we needed him to step up big time, he stepped up big time in the biggest games of his career. That's what I do know. Yeah. I mean, all the other stuff, I can't really speculate on it. People swear that they know this, but I mean, what are you going to do? The man, he's not a conventional, he's not the conventional passer like people want him to be. Like, even what game I was watching with Detroit and Dallas, the way they was passing over the field, Jaylen Hurts not going to do that every game. He's just not.
Right.
Up and down the field. I mean, he is capable of it. That's not his game, though. His game was a different, type of game where it's 20 to 25. He runs the ball a little bit. You know what I mean? He takes pressure off the running game because he's the threat to run and shit like that. That's the type of quarterback he is, than more the new age quarterback. But if you want him to pass 45 times a game, that's not his game. It's just not. And I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly fine with that.
And all right, I'm gonna go here, and I already probably know the answer, but why is Philly, and not you, but the Philly media, why aren't they good with it? Because for a long time, that team never won a Super Bowl, never sniffed close to a Super Bowl, was the running joke that everybody in the NFC has Super Bowls with the exception of him, or the exception of Philly. Now y'all got a team where you guys are consistently in title contention. Finally, right? Why now is this conversation happening with Jaylen Hurts, in your opinion?
Yeah, first of all, whoever this Packers fan is, y'all suck. You already beat you. And the Bears should have beat you if Caleb made the right read. But anyway, with Philly, man, it's see, I don't know if he's like these newer age fans, but the guys have been around for a long time. We have seen the worst of the Eagles.
Yeah. We've
seen blackout. You remember those blackouts?
Do.
You go to watch the game, Fox, and it's a blackout today because they ain't sold enough tickets. Them booing, horrible quarterback, horrible play. Like, I remember you just pray for them to have a play decently. They won't win. So these new fans have seen a lot of winning in the last maybe 10 years. So they think it's so easy to just replace a quarterback. And they don't appreciate. They say you don't get love in your hometown. No, it's not his hometown, but it's his football hometown.
Yeah.
Well, I think the majority of the fans love him. The majority, it's just the ones, like the WIP, which is crazy because they're affiliated with the Eagles. They pay the Eagles millions of dollars to have that affiliation. They're backed by Tasty Cake. And every week they have something. Like it's almost like controlled opposition, in my opinion. Like the Eagles controlled opposition. Like it's always something negative out there. Because why the Eagles going on there? The coach goes on there. Everybody, all the players go on and they have podcasts and shit. So it's like controlled opposition. Why are you still fucking with them if they keep putting out negative, press? But it seems to me if Philadelphia wants that Justin Herbert guy, 6'5", 6'6", blonde hair, blue-eyed white boy, rocket arm, rock star. That's what it seems like to me. They don't want because and they want it to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
They want it. They keep bringing up Jeffrey Lurie wants a high power passing offense. No, Jeffrey Lurie wants Super Bowl. So you want a high power passing offense that don't make the playoffs,
right?
Or do you want a different type of offense, unorthodox, unconventional type of offense, and win Super Bowls and go to the Super Bowl and contending every year? So you got that. That's the question. I'm sure Jeffrey Lurie is happy going to the Super Bowl. They put them there $250 million behind this guy. Jaylen Hurts, surrounded him with weapons, and the people who try to keep saying that it's about the weapons, how come Dak didn't go nowhere with all the weapons he got? How come he can't? How come all these other people can't? Lamar, why ain't they? Since they so much better quarterbacks than this guy, why don't they go to that level and win? Why can't they get over the hump beating Patrick Mahomes? Why can't Josh Allen get over the hump? So it's the guy. He made, and then if you peel back the layers, bro, statistics is up there. The winning percentage is 70%. Completion percentage is like 67%, almost 70%. It ain't that horrible for real, for them to be calling for him. So that's why it always gets me too. It has to be a racial issue because when you line up, we don't go to the race first. We don't start at race. We end up at the race because we go to, okay, what is it? Wins? Can't be wins. Is it completion percentage? Is it touchdowns? Is it, whatever you want to get to? Winning percentage, Super Bowls, been a 2, 1-1, Super Bowl MVP. He can't throw over the middle, but all you got to do is turn on the tape and see him throwing over the middle all the time. So that's when we like, all right, it gotta be his race because all the stuff you're critiquing him about, he just keeps winning for this fucking organization. Even this year, 8-4, he's so limited. So why does he keep winning if he's so goddamn limited? To me, that's extraordinary. He can't make the pass everybody else can't make. He don't want to run this type of offense. It's dumbed down, but he winning. So what's that say about him? What's that say about the team? What's that say about the organization? Because it's a team game.
Yeah.
So that's the way I just kind of look at it, man. It's just something he's going to have to deal with unless he's perfect. Unless he wins 17 games a year.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
It's just weird. I agree with you that it definitely has racial undertones to it. I'm not going to sit back and throw the race card all through it because
right.
We deal with it all day throughout life. We don't want to deal with it throughout sports, but it has to be brought up because it makes you wonder. But then what my man say down there, yeah, you got it up now. The litany of black quarterbacks that have been through Philadelphia. And I even think about a time where you had Andy Reid there and he brought in Mike Vick when it was taboo to have Michael Vick anywhere near your organization. And he said, no, we're going to bring this brother in here. We're going to give him a second chance. And Jeffrey Lurie, co-signed on that. So it's not the organization. It's not the owner that says, no, we don't want to see a successful black quarterback. He's emptied the bank for black quarterbacks. He just showed you with Jaylen, right? So it's not the organization themselves. And I know a lot of the fan base, black and white, love Jaylen Hurts, right? So why is the media so fucking fixated on tearing down this dude's game bit by bit when he's winning? Like, okay, I could see if you guys were losing and you wanted to break down his performance, so be it, because he needed to do more. But doing this in a win and being mad that he's a good facilitator in a phenomenal team, constructed team year in and year out, because you guys did it right. You guys were patient with Howie Roseman when a lot of the fans were trying to get Howie Roseman out the door back in 2015, 2016, when he was drafting all these weird-ass wide receivers. People wanted him out the door, but Jeffrey Lurie was patient with him. You hear what I'm saying, Washington fans? Was patient with him, allow him to do his thing, and now he's regarded as one of the best GMs in the league, and he knows how to pick them. So he put a great team around Jaylen Hurts. He implemented him with the right amount of talent, put a disgusting defense on him, and now that's the dude, the captain leading your ship to a Super Bowl. Who gives a fuck how it looks?
But and they drafted players like we added a couple guys. Yeah, he drafted like what? So we mad at this guy for drafting? We mad at the organization for drafting good? Look at Detroit, they draft good.
Yeah,
Chiefs, Dallas, a lot of teams draft good. You can't get mad at a guy for that and say, oh well, they got him all this. Like they always move the goalposts. Well, he got all this talent. Oh, he got AJ. Like your boy Fred Smoot. He's a goddamn clown, bro.
Shout out to Smoot.
Come on, Smoot. Like, come on. I know we beat y'all. Come on, bro. He can't. Who the fuck is throwing AJ the ball? AJ throwing the ball to himself? Who's throwing this man the ball when he had 1,500 yards 2 years in a row?
Right.
All pro 3 times. Like, come on. I get it. He might not be the Joe Burrow, or this rocket arm guy. His arm plenty strong, though. I mean, it's just I just don't look like they want it. To look. Are we frustrated sometimes as Eagles fans? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be frustrated. Like, come on, dog. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you can't take a sack there. You ever throw the ball away? You know how to throw the ball somebody's feet? Yes, we get frustrated. But at the end of the day, this man has brought us a fucking Super Bowl. We got to step on fucking cans. I was just at the parade. I wanted to get the fuck out of there, man. It was just so much fucking shit on the ground, stepping on barricades, so many people. It just wasn't enjoyable. It was enjoyable when they came past on the floats. Right. After that, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So we got a chance to experience that. It was just a great day twice. I mean, he didn't win the one in 2017, but this is good. This is a golden era. Think how many people go a lifetime without experiencing that team in the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I done seen 4 of them. I think I seen 4, 1, 2 in my lifetime. That's like the Washington. Coming up, well, they said they won 3. They've been to 5 and won 3. I'm not mistaken.
That was our parents enjoying.
That's what I'm saying. But look at the time gap.
Right.
I'm saying enjoy this shit. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy this young man. I know you don't like the way he talk in the press conferences. One dude said, "I'm tired of him saying the same thing every week." Like the nerve of you, motherfucker. The nerve of you. Are you serious?
They said it about Jay, and I don't like that he's smiling. Why is he smiling? Because he's happy to play fucking football and get paid millions of dollars. But I'm sorry that he's happy to play a game, bro. My bad. Fuck.
I'll be smiling every day too. I know I'm about to get that bag. You better take the smile off my face.
Yeah, Tuesday, the check clear, nigga. I'm good. Fuck y'all, man.
That's the end of the game. They be hugging, exchanging jerseys. At the end of the day, look, we lost the game, but bro, we are multi-millionaires. I'm going home to a big ass mansion, nice cars, nice women. Yep. Nice jewelry, food. It's just a game. At the end of the day. So that's why they do that. But I'm gonna go to this and we done. Chargers fan here. Love Hurts his playing leadership. Not sure why fans bucking. He's great to me. Absolutely.
A lot of your fan bases are great outside the NFC East and NFC North. Y'all got some good ass fans, right? Like, so like even Denver fans was like, hey, I don't understand what people hate JD5 for. I want them to get healthy and great. Like, good, because you're not the fucking Bears, or you're not the Eagles or the goddamn Cowboys. We hit a little different over here in the East and in the North.
Some fans don't even boo when they team doing bad.
Nah. The Browns been ass for fucking ever, and them fans still pack that stadium out, bored as hell. Like I'm
gonna tell you this: the Eagles, we got the best fans and the worst fans. In the same time, my opinion.
Yep.
Some of these fans piss me off. They follow narratives, and Washington's not much different.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
They're not.
Regurgitating the same talking points and shit they hear on Twitter. Right.
Fucking hate them. I hate you. My bad to cut you off, but I hate you Twitter motherfuckers that come on there and ruin my time. All I want to do is get on there, stare at a couple women and laugh at a couple jokes, look at my team. And I got to sit back and listen to y'all opinions, and I do not care about them. I don't value them. I think they're fucking dumb. And a lot of y'all are making money saying absolute nonsense. I couldn't agree more. A lot of the fans that I hate on Twitter are Washington fans. I can't stand them.
Right, for sure. Let's get into the prediction, man, and get up out of here. What's your prediction for the night's game?
I got the Eagles losing, man. I got the Eagles losing, and I got them losing 20-17. And the only reason I got them losing is because I picked them the last 3 or 4 weeks to win, and I'm glad I don't bet because I'd hate them even more than I do now. Not a fan of the team, but I call a spade a spade. I always try to be honest in what I'm saying and not try to lead by motivation of my hatred for a team. But now, man, I think that y'all got to show me today, and y'all ain't got to prove nothing to me, but I got to see it. The last 3 weeks, I have not seen it. all 3 games I should have won, or the last couple of games you should have won. I forgot. Y'all on a terrible losing streak, but the games you should have won, you lost. You're not looking good offensively. Defensively, there's some question marks. So y'all got to go out there and show it. I would not be surprised if you win because you guys are a Super Bowl team, and I still think you're well in it. But you got to show me, man. So I'm going to give it to the Chargers until proven otherwise. I don't have much confidence in that pick, but I'm going to go with the Chargers in a close one.
Yeah, I'm always going to ride with the Eagles. Probably lowers. I'll go 17-14 Eagles. Again, I'm not just. I feel like our defense can even though they have an explosive offense, I feel like our defense can play well because their offensive line is banged up. The offense, they're gonna have to prove it. They're gonna have to prove they can score over get more than 2 touchdowns, bro. More than 2 touchdowns. Like, let's do come on, man. This is getting serious, yo.
Yeah.
Like the stagnation in the play calling is just like, what the fuck is going on, man? These are NFL players. It shouldn't look this bad.
Right.
You got to mix it up. Like I'm watching Dan Campbell and all these other coordinators just mix shit up, bro. We got to mix shit up. It's always the same bullshit.
Yeah.
And like that, come on, man. We got too many weapons on the team. But yeah, I feel like again, we could score 40 tonight. I don't know, but I know the Chargers got a pretty good defense. That's why I'll say a low score, man. 17-14. Birds, let's get the W, man.
Let's see what happens. We'll be back. I'm sure you'll give a reactionary video after the game. I know it'll be pretty late, and we'll be here throughout the week to kind of talk about the NFL and what we've seen, man. We'll see what happens. 8 o'clock, 8:30 ESPN. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, share the video. One last comment real quick. Got to read this one.
Yes.
Dual 12 Neo. Twitter is a sewer, and I expect no good from that place. Glad I stayed away. Hell yeah.
Stay away, brother. Stay as far away as you possibly can, man, because it's a goddamn sewer.
RJ, it's frustrating, but we win low scoring 17-10. Yep, I agree with you, brother. I agree.
Shout out to you, RJ.
Yep.
Salute.
Yeah. All right, we'll see y'all later, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.